What are you really doing about it? Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This is the land of the free because of the brave. Are we really that free anymore? What about all these unconstitutional mandates? What about forcing people to get something, to drink some Kool-Aid that they don't want to? They don't like that flavor soda, or lose their jobs. People are like, well, they have a choice. They can quit, they can get fired, or they can, drink that flavor soda. That's not a choice. That's forcing people down a road to either compromise on their morals, their beliefs, or suffer consequences that they shouldn't be faced with. What are you doing about it? Are you stockpiling food, water, doing all the prepper things? Great, that's good. It's got to be done. But are you moving to be more self-reliant? Are you setting up? I know it's not growing season right now. I know it's not gardening season. But are you getting garden areas ready for next growing season? Are you collecting seeds? Are you preparing your soil? Are you doing all that? Are you raising animals? Are you on the street corners of your local town or wherever you may be holding flags and signs, letting people know that you're upset? Whether you chose to drink that other flavor soda or not, if you chose to do it, that's your free will. I respect your free will. I also respect people that don't want to. So there are people out there doing things about it right now that chose to go that route. But they recognize the fact that we all need to stand in support of each other's right to choose which flavor soda we drink. Are you writing letters? Are you emailing? Are you making phone calls? Are you on social media? Are you whatever? Are you talking with people in the store? Are you talking with your neighbors? Are you forming groups? Are you getting together? Are you training in real-world dynamic scenarios that may protect your family, your community, your way of life? Are you gathering up, both kinds of seeds? Very important. I know one's really hard to find right now and expensive, but, they're still out there. You can still get them. Training is very important. We talk about in the prepper world, stockpiling food, stockpiling water, stuff like that. Okay, that's like the simple basic stuff. What it really comes down to is skills. Do you know how to can? Do you know how to freeze dry? Do you know how to dehydrate? Do you know how to gather seeds? Do you know how to plant? Do you know how to grow? Do you know animal husbandry? Do you know how to throw on a ruck? And that's not really necessarily a knowledge necessarily, maybe a physical ability. These abilities and knowledge go hand in hand. Along with that, whenever I use the word training, it's more geared towards the security defensive stuff that we talk about on Patreon. Links in the description below if you want to check it out. $1 a month, hundreds of videos, awesome community there. Good people. And if you really want to support me, that's the way to do it. I really appreciate you guys. Also, if you want to watch the whole video, view time matters. Watch the ads or go do something else while ads play, whatever. I appreciate it. If you don't want to do it, don't worry about it. Sharing the videos, clicking that thumbs up, making comments, that all helps. And everybody in our community needs help with that. All the prepper channels, all the channels out there that aren't liked by the system. We need to support each other. We need to grow our community. We need to be there for each other. We need to start forming communities. We have to start forming groups. We have to start training. We have to start moving self-reliant direction, self-sufficiency. I know there's no way I can produce everything I need. I get it. But that's what bartering is for. Set up bartering networks. A lot of people, because they don't want to drink that flavor soda, are going to be outside are being pushed outside the mainstream system of medical care, food, stuff like that. I know it hasn't happened yet, but I feel that's the direction it's going in. These mandates, people that don't have the power to tell us to do these certain things are still doing it. And people are complying. They're capitulating. That's a good word. I love that word, capitulate. They are not standing up for their freedoms because a lot of people nowadays, they're not brave. They understand that bravery comes with a cost, and they're not willing to do it. They like their cushy jobs, they like their cushy lives, they like having that, the Xbox, the iPhone, the iPad, the big screen TV, the new car every couple of years, all this stuff. Going out to eat at fancy restaurants, whatever people's lives entail. I don't know. We don't eat out, we don't have new vehicles, we don't have all the fancy stuff. But I tell you what we do have. We do have things, good quality things, that will enable us to survive whatever comes. Highly recommend you guys go that route. Get away from that consume mentality. Get away from that feeding the system, feeding big tech, feeding, all the corporations. Get outside of that. Return to nature. Return to basics. Turn the camera a little bit. The sun is coming down on the lens a little bit. Simplify your lives. Along with that, though, if we want to remain free or restore our once great nation, we're going to have to make some tough choices. We're going to have to make some tough calls. We are going to have to make some sacrifices. Are we truly brave? Good question. Are people really willing to stand up against what is happening? There's many forms of standing up. What do you think would happen if even 50% of Americans, even 20% of Americans stood up right now, got in their vehicles, and drove to the U.S. Capitol and stood outside and said, we're done. We don't want this anymore. We want our freedoms back. We don't want to be mandated. We don't want to be forced. We want to be free. We want to be independent. And we don't want to be controlled. That would make a statement. I hear a lot of people talking about, well, not a lot of people, I've heard a couple different people talking about heading to the border. Mexico, stuff going on there. Should we pack up and go down there and help out? Maybe, if you can, if you're in a situation to do so. Texas, Mexico border is what I'm talking about. The way I look at it there, though, is that not just that it's Texas's problem, it's all of our problem. But the people there need to step up first. Once the people there start stepping up there, and if they need backup, right there. And then the states around them are the first ones who should be sending backup in that form. There's a lot going on down there. And if we don't have people willing to stand up to whatever it is, then we're going to fail as a nation. We're going to fail as a people, a civilization. Civilizations rise and fall all the time. And we are in that cycle of weak men creating hard times. We see shortages. We see, people losing jobs. We see lack of availability of different things. We see a lot of different things going on right now. I want you to think about what you're willing to sacrifice for your freedoms. Are you truly brave? Are you just blowing wind? Are you just a keyboard warrior? Or do you actually participate? Do you actually get out there? Do you actually go do something about it? Do you actually train, form groups for defensive purposes? I don't know what to tell you to do exactly, but we have to do something. We have to stand up. We have to have our voices heard. I support freedom across the board. I don't see it as a left or a right thing. I don't see it as a liberal or conservative thing. I see it as a human thing. We're all here. We all live in the same country. We should all have the same rights and the same freedoms. There's a certain group of people that would just want to control people, though, because they get off on it. It gives them power. It gives them money. And all those things. So, are you truly brave? What are you willing to sacrifice? Have a wonderful day. And blessings to you and yours.